Welcome everyone today. It's a nice, beautiful evening, and as we are here again to talk about on the why and how to do A/B testing, you can definitely tweet about us on hashtag OctaneIn. On the screen, there shows my email ID. If in case you have any questions which remain unanswered, you can always write back at pratik@octanein at octane.in and. For more videos about these and the previous webinars that we've done, which have been very popular, you can go to a YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/octanein. And now, without delaying any further, let's go ahead and start with the webinar. So to start with a webinar, or probably this topic, why and how to do A/B testing, I'd like to throw you a statement which is pretty interesting and has been a driving force for me since I've started. Which is what gets measured gets improved. Now, with this statement, I'd like to also give you a trivia question, which is that if you do A/B testing, it generally gives you a 95% accuracy in determining a result to be good, and hence definitely increases the ROI that you want to drive from your email marketing channels. Now, talking about what is A/B testing, now this is pretty interesting. It's basically a method of finding out or determining which of the either two would work better for you and can provide you with better results. And it could be two campaigns basis a lot of other variables which we'll be talking about in the subsequent slides to come. Results are typically measured by in e-commerce industry and in online industry while you're sending out emails. So A/B testing results are typically measured by open rates, your CTRs that you have, the conversion percentages, and of course the total revenue if you track the complete funnel through which you're getting your conversions. So these are the kind of things that you can track your results by and see if A/B testing was good for you or not. So this is basically about it. Now, when we've talked about what is A/B testing, let's talk about why should we do A/B testing. I mean, what difference would it make to one's life if we do A/B testing, and why is it necessary? First of all, what is very important is it helps to understand what your customers want, what your customers like. Now, this is extremely important. Being in an online era which we are into right now, it's not like the old times wherein the shopkeeper would directly ask the customer what do they like, what do they not, and stuff. It's more about understanding what they like in a very subtle manner without even letting the customer know that you're trying to get some feedback from them and doing stuff. So that A/B testing helps you immensely in finding out what works better for your customers, to analyze user behavior, which simply means if you put a particular buy now button which is very big and colorful vis-a-vis a button which is very subtle and small, a buy now button, what would trigger the customer more to click on that buy now button? Or not only a buy now button, it could be absolutely a more graphic mailer than a more subtle text rich mailer. What would the user be interested in? How does he behave to various offers that you provide? At what times do you provide those offers? And what kind of communication do you provide? If it is a trivial information, does he like that? If it is a very informative mailer that you send out, does she like that? So these are kind of things that we can actually find out about how our users behave to different communications that we send out. Also, it helps you increase your performance through your open percentages and your click-through rates. The best part about A/B testing is it will 95% of the times, as I shared that number with you, will help you reach the maximum ROI you could reach from any of the email campaigns that you do, which is there. So moving on to the next slide, how do we do A/B testing? What are the basic steps? So definitely with the various ESPs that you work with, there are various steps involved. There's different flows of various ESPs, and even Octane has an A/B testing platform. So there are various ways of doing it. However, there are some 5 basic steps that you can follow and do A/B testing. One of them is create content. Find out what content do you want to send, do you want to share, and see how would you want to send it out. That's very important. Give it a thought. Find out the right mixture of information and incentives for the customers in the communication, or what kind of communication you want to send out, and then finalize on that. After that, identifying the group of randomly selected groups is very important. So who do you want to send out emails to? And the important thing about this is you should also find out when you're sending these to selected group, they should not be very small. They should not be very big as well. A thumb rule is that if you have a smaller group, you should have more number of tests going on. If you have a bigger group, you can have less number of tests going on. So you could follow that. Then the third part is send the message to these groups with variables. There could be variables about giving a call to action in the subject line itself, vis-a-vis subject line with no call to action, or image based mailer to a text based mailer, or you could also go ahead and do variables like providing a different from name and a different from email ID vis-a-vis the regular email ID or a regular from name that you send out, or any other from name that you would like to experiment. So you could do that and see what helps you better. And fourth point, which is very important, is review the results. So you have to look at each factor very carefully and make sure that you analyze and keep the records with you for your future testings that you do. So that's very important. And finally, do some action with the winners. So when you've done an A/B testing and you found out that a campaign A or a campaign B works better for you, you should always do some action towards it. Send the email to the whole group, or else have a further communication going out around it as well. So that's very important. Doing A/B testing and not sending it to the most successful one would actually be a waste, because then you would not be able to see the sample groups performed in a certain way. How does your complete database perform around it? So that's very important. Then talking about what to test with A/B testing. So there are a lot of attributes. We talked about variables in the previous slide. Which variables should you be working on? Which variables should you be testing your email campaigns on? So we'll talk about those variables now, which is personalization versus no personalization. Let's say, for example, you personalize the subject line and you do not personalize the subject line. It would read something like hi Prateek, and then the communication that you want to send out. And a non-personalized subject line would be a simple information that you put, in e-commerce case, so much discount, or these are the kind of products that we have, these are new arrivals on. And in an informative or BFSI sector case, it could be absolutely different. So you can have personalizations and no personalizations and see which works better. And not only in subject lines, you can do that in the content of the website as well, on the mailer as well. In the content, you could start with saying hi Prateek or hi name, and then start the mailer and see how the customers react to it. And in the other one, you can actually go ahead and simply start the mailer as it is. So these things can definitely give you an idea about what your customers think. Do they like when you address them by name, or do they not like it? So that can also be done. Then you can also do a lot of stuff with subject lines. So this is the most common way of doing A/B testing, in which people use short and long subject lines, and they also use a lot of subject lines with immediate call to actions, wherein they say buy now, this product is out of stock, going to be out of stock, we have limited stock and stuff. And then there are longer subject lines which have complete descriptions about all the categories that they have. And we also have subject lines which are very informative, which tell you absolutely exactly what's there in the mailer inside when they open it. So a lot of people do that. You can also do subject lines with a lot of special characters. You can also try and do a subject line with less special characters, though it's always recommended that you have as less possible special characters in the mailer and in the subject line. So you can do that. Then you can do a test with images and text, which is very important. You can send a image heavy mailer vis-a-vis a text heavy mailer. We've in fact we've done an A/B testing ourselves as well on the mailers that we send out, and I'll be showing you a sample there, and I'll tell you what impact does it generally have, and that's there. So that can also be done. And then we also have a from name and a from address. Yeah, we also have a from name and a from address, which you can test, which from name in particular works, which from name does not. Which email ID, if you use as a from email ID, would work vis-a-vis the one which may not. So you can do various kind of testings and do stuff. So that's also there.